graphically displaying results, tracking student progress in the Marzano language. So it just looks something like this. I mean, it could look like this, a simple line graph, where kids keep track of their assessment scores as you're giving them this quiz, this interview, this test, this project, this homework assignment, and you give them feedback either in terms of percentages, or I'm going to advocate in terms of levels on a rubric, but it can work either way. You give them their results back and they plot their progress. It's very motivating. Here's well, and you could use, I'll come to bar graphs in a minute. Now what's good for the gosling is good for the goose. Here's where the teacher is combined, happens to be, I think, 8th grade language arts. You see the teacher's very clear about what the learning goal is from the state standards. Here's where the teacher is tracking the results of her 4 or 5 sections of language arts. You see the idea? Because the teacher wants to know, how's the class, how are my kids doing? I've got 110 kids in these 4 sections or 5 sections of 8th grade language arts, and individual kids are tracking their progress. I'm tracking my progress, but you know what? All 4, is it 4? Yeah, all 4 8th grade language arts teachers in Dave's middle school are tracking their progress collectively, the aggregate data on how all of our kids at this middle school are doing on this goal, so that we can get together during our PLC time and talk about what's working and what's not. Tracking student progress. It's very powerful as a motivator for individual kids, because even if you're still sucking swamp water, you can see you're getting better. And wouldn't most kids get better? I mean, maybe not on every assignment. There might be a dip here like there was on this one. But overall, the trend's going to go up. Why? Because you're a good teacher. You can't sit in my class even 3 out of 5 days a week. Even if you have high absenteeism, you can't sit in my class and not get better because I'm good. By the way, some authors advocate that you have kids graph effort and achievement. And there are lots of different effort rubrics. Here's a pretty simple effort rubric here that kids could be used to using. Here's another one that's a little more complex. I mean, you can make up your own effort rubric. Here's another one. And then what kids might do is chart effort using those simple rubrics and achievement using the feedback you're giving them from their quizzes, their homework, their interview, their observation, whatever it might be. Can you see why there might be some sense in charting effort and achievement? We want to teach the kids that hard work pays off, that there's a relationship between busting your butt and doing better. Now every time, not necessarily, because there are measurement errors, or I have a bad day, or I get lucky. There are all kinds of things, though it's not a one-to-one relationship, but the psychology of student engagement is very clear. If students are reinforced, are taught, or believe that it's effort, not just God-given ability, that makes the difference in this classroom, it's a powerful motivator. If you think about it, if you lead kids to believe that it's sort of genetics, I mean, you know, our family was never good in math. You ever heard that one? Oh, I can't draw. I never could get a foreign language. We just can't, or world language, international language, we just can't. If you're led to believe that your success in a class or a course or school is based on genetics, then why work? Either you've got it, in which case you don't need to work, right? Or you're never going to get it, so why bother? You either have the science gene or you don't. That's not very motivating. So we want to teach, by the way, I may never be the valedictorian, I might not get an A in math, because we do have different strengths, weaknesses, and interests, so I'm not denying diversity there. But I can do math at the proficient level if I bust my butt. I may not be the best math student in the class, right? I can get better at drawing, or painting, or singing, or something. Well, maybe not singing, I don't know.